Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome me back because it's been a while, right? You already know my name is Dulce, aka Shark Attack. It's been a long time since I have posted a new sculpting video, but I want to get back into it. I haven't really had the time because I am working also. So this next piece I will be creating is somebody who reached out to me on Instagram, and I guess it's a Marvel character. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him, but then again, I am not a big Marvel fan or a DC fan. I don't like superheroes. I don't care for them. Sorry. But his name is Doop. He's like this little green monster blob thing. So I want to try and get him more realistically. So let's dive into that, and yeah. This is the armature wire that I use in majority of all my sculptures. It is flexible, it's durable, it's a little hard to snip. I did get it from Ace Hardware. Fairly cheap for a big roll. Basically, it is the skeleton that is going to go underneath your sculpture. You always want to shape it to the piece that you're going and aiming for. For instance, this figure will be round, therefore my armature is round or oval shaped. I do use aluminum foil to cover my armature wire. This helps prevent you from using too much clay on your piece, causing your piece to be a little heavier than it should be. So while that's done, I highly recommend using Cos clay. It is one of my favorite clays. I got it back when it came out back in 2020. I'm not sure. When the pandemic was all crazy. It is durable and flexible after you cure it. And honestly, I've never gone back to any other clay. So I highly recommend this. Go to their website, buy it. Do whatever you gotta do because this is the best. Anyways, this is my pasta maker. It makes clay thin like a sheet of paper. This way I layer it over the the aluminum foil. And I ended up covering it just like this. This is me making the eyeballs. And I used some translucent clay for that. Right here, I'm using a thin slice of clay to lay over the eyeballs to create a eyelid on the top and the bottom. Right here, I'm using extra clay to make like a double chin on this creature because he's pretty much just a round, chunky thing. I had such a hard time making the mouth because I did not know exactly how I wanted to make him. So right here, it just looks like he's smiling, which I guess I was going for, but you'll see. This is where I made his mouth wider, where I was kind of a bit happier with it, because then he just didn't look like he was all cute and smiley. I do take my art pieces to work so that I can work on them there. It makes it go by faster. But right here you'll see that I am making holes so I can insert the teeth that I'm making using the translucent Cos clay. I know you're probably thinking it looks white, but no, once it goes into the oven and you take it out, it does give it the translucent effect. You're probably wondering what that loud noise is. I do work at the airport, and those are fighter jets flying by in a very fast speed because this video is sped up. Right here, I'm just creating the gums on where the teeth are located, so it looks like the teeth are actually coming out from the skin. Right here, I'm creating its little chunky rolls so that he can have that little, like, he's curved in a way, as you can see his position. And I'm creating his little shoulders right here too, adding extra skin so it looks like the skin is overlaying and kind of like flappy, giving it that skin wrinkle look. I am definitely adding some little boobies because he is more of a realistic creature, so he's got to have the chubby boobs. Oh, I didn't like his eyeballs, so I had to take them off and redo them to give it more of a better look. He also has like little pimple zit things that go on his forehead that I'm blending in here with one of my favorite tools. I don't even know what this tool is called, to be honest with you, but it's like a spatula tool or something. But I use this tool for everything. Literally, I cannot live without it. Back in my room, I'm creating its eyeballs, finally. I like to use ballpoint tip tools. This gives the perfect round circular indents that you need. I also like to use floral wire. It's a super thin, super flexible wire that I like to use when I'm making arms. And I also like to wrap it around the thick armature wire. It helps the clay lock onto the wire so that your clay doesn't just slip off. Right here I'm wrapping the aluminum foil and clay over the arms. He's going to be grabbing his head like he's squeezing his pimples. I don't know what he squeezes out of his head, but I was told that he squeezes something. I'm pretty sure he told me, but I totally forgot. Only marble lovers know. So you guys can, correct me in the comments. Right here, I'm using a stippling technique to create pore-like textures on his skin. Like I said, to give him a realistic skin texture. This actually took forever. I honestly don't know. I think I was just like getting so antsy making his skin. I tried to use multiple, but that didn't work out, so I went back to my single one, which again took forever. I like to use soft pastel so I can create some powder using this X-Acto blade. Pastels are really good so that way you're not just using a thick acrylic paint. Pastels kind of give it like an airbrush look in a way. But right here, I kind of made the mistake of wetting the pastel, so now it started getting on there like it was too green and too thick. Eek, so this is not the color I wanted on him. He's too green. He looks like a frog, and that's not what I'm trying to aim for. I'm trying to aim for the color that he is, which is an olive, like this. So maybe I'll mix that with some brown, and we'll get like the nice little olive color. So let's retry that, because you guys are probably tired of seeing me. But now I'm actually in love with the color. He actually looks really good. Like you can see like the details. Awesome possum. So I kind of want to give it like a real skin texture. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use like a brown and a darker green and acrylic with this little toothbrush like brush. So what technically is, I'm going to put some paint on here, and I'm going to just do that, and that'll give it more of like the freckle little spot blemishes on its skin. So let's do it. Right here I'm still using the pastel powder to highlight and darken the creases on his belly and skin and the wrinkles on his skin. And like I said, I'm just using the brush here to sprinkle on some brown to give it that blemish freckle look. I also wanted to give him some nasty little veins that are underneath his skin. I'm brushing some red and purple pastel powder on the veins to give it like that swollen red look. Like it's kind of like a bruise around his veins. It gives it like a nice infection look. Right here I removed his teeth, his top teeth, so that way I can paint the inside of his mouth without getting any paint on his teeth. Right here I coated it with UV resin, which is why I'm using a UV resin lamp. It dries out the UV resin within seconds. Here's some yellow to give it like a pus look on the little red squiggly things. I tried to draw the design, but it did not work out. So I just decided to paint it, which worked out so much better. Right here I used some more resin that I put some red dye in to give it that bloody look. I'm also shading in his teeth to give that nasty, dirty, monstrous teeth look. I am the worst at making any voiceover videos, so if you liked my videos but you don't want to hear me talk, just say it in the comments, and I definitely won't ever talk again. But definitely please like and subscribe. I'm going to be making more content, so I hope you guys enjoyed my piece. Here it is.